All right. I think I am live. Let me just make sure here. Looks like we are good to go. My little setup going on here. So, hey, everybody. Happy Friday to some of you, Saturday morning to some of you on the other side of the planet. So good to have you guys here. So excited. I got my trying something different. I know I've been like changing things for my own self here, but um I'm gonna try this. I have the chat over here and it's separated over here. So hopefully it works out good. And I'll be able to see the chat more clearly. And I like the setup. I realized I have two monitors instead of two computers. And I'm like, oh, I could have them in both screens right in front of me instead of all on one side. So that's how it goes. All right. Well, before we get into everything, hello, and let's bring in some beautiful love energy. We'll start off by coming back to this moment. We're going to take a big, deep breath and hold it for as long as it feels comfortable for you, and then slow exhale, coming out of the future, coming out of the past, coming out of the chaos of the world, coming back to right here, right now, in this moment where eternal, unconditional love is, and peace and gratitude, right? So if you wanna join me in and do that, we'll start there, then we'll bring in the singing bowl as well. So let us start. So big deep breath in, here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I will hit the singing bowl 3 times as per usual. And so when I do that, um, we can imagine this beautiful, just a waterfall of beautiful, unconditional, eternal love energy flowing down and filling us up into all of our minds, into our emotions, into our physical bodies, and into our, you know, energetic fields and flowing out to the outside world, allowing it to do whatever it wants to do out there too, to help raise the vibration of the collective and the planet. As I'm hitting the singing bowl, something that we can do to help immediately raise our vibration, of course, is gratitude, right? So as soon as we just think of one thing that we're grateful for, be sincerely grateful to the universe, to the creator for it, it just magnetizes our energy. It moves it up fast, raises it to a higher vibrational ball of energy, but also magnetizes us to receive messages from spirit. And whatever we're grateful for, it draws it in. So it's a good reminder for us that we can do that and embrace that energy. So I'll do this. I'll start off a little distant, and just in case it's really, really loud, because we never know how loud it's going to be until I hit it. And I will hit it 3 times, right? So here we go. Buckle up, buttercups, and remember gratitude. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. Lovely, lovely energies. Put her down here on her little table. She can watch over us here. So, hey, everybody. Hello, hello. It always takes a moment just to come back. So, thank you guys so much for being here and for all your love and support. Thanks for all the thumbs up already, too. It does help spread the Zen love, and you're part of our love tsunami. So, thanks for being part of that. I'm so grateful. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I'm Bretta Z, and we're about to spill the tea, right? But we got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts and great senses of humor. Of course, two things that we are definitely grateful to be able to have in this human adventure. It makes it much more easier to do that. So, welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. We try to keep it a place full of love and light and a higher vibration, and we're all here for one another. So thanks for being all that loving support. So really grateful. If you want to know how the whole process works, everything's down in the description box of the video. Free readings are first come, first serve, and basically they're 1 to 2 card readings for the free readings. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. Prioritize those, step out of the free readings, dive deeper. We spill more tea and with the tarot. And then you also get a fortune cookie, which is an oracle card of some kind, just to help complete out your reading. And then, what else? What else? What else? Oh, if you want to make a donation, can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box or description area of the video. We do have the Venmo, Z Cash App, PayPal, and Square there. I don't have any set dollar amount, so whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. I know everyone's finances are very different, and cost of living is different across the world, and rate of exchange of currency is different. So whatever you're able to give, I know you're giving what you can from your heart. So I'm very grateful for that. At the end of each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all the readings completed with timestamps. So if you put your question and you come back later, if you have life to live or whatever, I do love having as many of you as want to be here because I learned so much myself from pulling those. But if you need to go and come back later, I get it. I understand. No hurt feelings. I just cry a little bit at night to fall asleep. No, not really. That's just a funny little thing. Um, what is this? Oh, it's an Aries moon today. That's why I go, why am I so giddy and full of energy? It's Aries moon. We er, from this morning. So we'll be in that for a couple days. um, yeah, but if you come back and you check that out, you can see your reading there. Also, in the last, if I 2.5 hours ish into the session, if I have not completed any free readings, I do step away from donations to complete the at least 30 minutes of free readings. I always complete all donations in each session, definitely each day. And then I also try to complete as many free readings after that, even. Uh, Lately, I've been having some long sessions and trying to get as many of those because I feel like messages from spirit are so welcome right now in our little human transformation we've been going over these last couple years, especially 2025, 2026, 2027 are big human transformational years. So I'm excited. Um, I think that's maybe the blah 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 stuff. Um, if you have not gotten into and you're interested in the possibility of winning a personal recorded reading or one of my energetic hedges, every new moon and every full moon, I do have a drawing for those. There, and that's always done in the description area of the video, and videos and streams will show you the current um, giveaways and specials and everything else. There's usually all down in there as well. But if you haven't got into that, we still have a couple weeks, well, a week and a half. Well, maybe not a week because it's the 23rd and it's February 1st. Can you believe like February 1st is like next Sunday, I think? Or yeah, next Sunday. Not this coming Sunday, but the week after. So I guess it's 9 days away, right? Um, so I love that. So be sure to check that out. Also, we just put out a new adventure in my podcast, The Easier Path, which is called Easing the Pain. So if you want to check that out, that's the link there. The playlist is also linked in the description box or description area of the video. Also, we're a little past the new moon, but we can still make use of those Capricorn new moon wishes and intentions. I'm starting a new intention this year myself of making the most of moon energy. And so I'm going to, before each of the new moons and full moons, put out a little video on how to make the most of the new moon wishes and intentions. And before the full moon, on how we can make the most of that specific full moon's energy of that sign for releasing. So that's something we're going to be doing. And there's a playlist linked in the on my main channel page there too. And then lastly, I just introduced a new hedge, one of my energetic hedges. I'm gonna probably have a new one each month, and I'll, when I offer them and put them out, I'll have them at a reduced price. Like these are 35 instead of $50. It's like a 2-week process, where it's energetically, we put a hedge around, and we're doing specific types of hedges. My first one was the hedge of peace and love, which gives us this wonderful space to rest and to think and to reflect, brings in a lot of silence. And then these new hedges are going to be focusing in on different areas of our life, like specialty and all the emails, communication that you get through it all. Um, Provides tools and perspectives and little things that we can do to help along that. So that video talks about all what the hedge of health is about if you're interested in that. Yeah, I think those are the big thingies here. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I got all that there. Boom. So, we're gonna be using, since we are switching to a new moon energy with Aries tonight, we had Pisces the last couple nights, so we were using water tarot. Tonight, I'm using this Soha Mystic Tarot, which is very fiery looking. It has a lot very bright energy to it, so that's the one we're gonna use tonight, and then for the fortune cookies, for those that, make donations, we are continuing to finish out this Foretell Oracle. Still got about, like, 25 of them left, so it's a huge deck. Beautiful deck, though, they're just I love the energies, and then we have the, a Wen deck, which is a learning tarot, that has dates and stuff on it if I need anything like that. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's do some shout outs and get our little let me get my little mouse working here. Come on, cooperate, cooperate. There we go. Um, and then we'll get into the readings here. So we got Livier Vagara. Hey, Livier, good to see you. Hello, hello. I got your free reading here. And we also have here Jojo in the house. Hey, Jojo. And I think I'll look up here and see. I think we have yours coming up here in a second. We have Amina. Hello, hello. We got your free reading. We'll put you on the list here. Very good. And then we've got AG. Hey, AG, or Anshul. I think that's Anshul, right? Hello, hello. Good to see you. We got your free croissant. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Hope you're doing well as well. Are you doing well? How are you doing? All right. Then I said I've got Olivier's here, and then Jojo. Here's yours. So put you on the list in the right order here. We got a Teshi Singh. Hello, hello. Good to see you. We'll get yours on the list here too. Boom. Okay. And Jojo, you're very welcome for yesterday's reading. Thank you for your thanks. No, no, no. Thank you. We got Dev in the house. Hey, Dev. Peace and love, dear friends. I love it. All right. And then we do have Guide. Thank you. Do have your donation through the PayPal. You actually will be number 3 there, because we do have Sudeshna Ghosh in the house. Hey, Sudeshna, I got your 2, so you'll be up first. And then Guide, you'll be up after that. If you want to throw your question out there, Guide, that way it'll be primed and ready, locked and loaded, right? Like a missile in a submarine. All right. And then we've got musical beer. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Got you on the list here. Got Touch O Love. Hey, Touch O Love. Got you on the list here as well. And then we do have Swaroop Bobby. You'll be up for the first for the free readings once we get to those there. Perfect. All right. And then actually, let me just check a look here at your donation here. Okay. Yeah, it's not listed there just in case. Sometimes people put their questions in the PayPal. All right. So that is where we're at for right now. If you see me looking all weird around because I've changed things up. In fact, let me just move this over here and then do this. There, that's better. Not as strange. Go figure. All right, let's get these shuffled up. And yes, if you've been with me for a while, you know, whenever I wear a hat, it means I've trimmed my hair, and it's really, really, really short. You learn lessons especially when you cut your own hair. I got new clippers, and they're sharper and cut closer. And when you cut and you're trying to rush to do it, and then you try to correct it and rush it, you end up shaving like most of your hair off. So, uh, gonna avoid the fuzzy wuzzy was a bear look for a couple weeks, and then the hair will show up again. I hope so. If not, I might be investing in some different hats. All right. So let's get started, everybody. Thank you, Guide. I do see your general reading request. So perfect. Thank you. All right, everybody. Let's do a cheers. I love you. I'm so glad you guys are here. Cheers. Yum, yum, yum. All right. So, Sudeshna, you are up. This is for your first one here. Let's grab your time stamp and give your first one a love and a like. So, you want to know, how will your health the upcoming 15 to 20 days be? Guidance, please. And like, I know the disclaimer, the medical disclaimer in the description box. Thank you for that. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's take a look here. Based on current energies, how is your health the next 15 to 20 days? And any guidance? All right. I do want this one too. So that's how it is. And then this would be the guidance. All right. Well, the bottom of the deck, you do have the King of Swords coming in here. Now, the King of Swords, that's a lot of mental energy. You know, it's a lot of thinking, a lot of knowledge and clarity coming in here too. And so I feel like it's important because I don't feel like clarity is just going to be brought to you. I feel like this is clarity around your health that you need to look into, as far as just do some research, look into some different, um, reasons behind things, even doing that, the spiritual and emotional reasons behind any symptoms or ailments I might have, just to understand why this is happening and what we can do to transform it as well. Um, so I love about this hedge of health, as Spirit was giving me information to create it. I'm like, oh my God, just the things of the connection that we have to Mother Earth, and we have Earth elemental spirit guides that help manage our physical bodies. And so we've got Mother Earth and the Earth elemental, and there's something else. What else is about the Earth? Those are the two big ones that they're bringing in here, though. But the physical Earth itself. We got Earth Mother energy. We got the physical Earth. We got our physical bodies. The physical self. We have like a emotional inner child. We have emotional inner child. I'm really on it today. The emotional inner child, the mental inner child, and then we have a physical inner child. So we've got this entity of our physical body, then we have an elemental spirit guide and Mother Earth. Those are the big three that help us with it, and we can reach out to them and ask them for information, know we are supported and loved. So I feel like there is this communicating with your body, communicating with those elements of the earth energy for your physical body, and they'll bring you information, they'll bring you guidance, but it's reaching out for it and seeking it to transform it. I feel like there's also something about getting out of your head around things, letting some expectations go because that's where stress comes from, and stress impacts our body, right? So let's see here. That's just the underlying energy. We've got how's your health the next 15 to 20 days? Well, you got the 10 of cups, which is a joy, a celebration. Feels like there's some sort of happy gathering in a way coming in with this too. But focusing on joy and gratitude for the things you love about your health helps as well. But it feels like since this is how is your health going to be, feels like it's going well here. You got the high priestess, which it's important to take time to step away, connect to the higher realms, dive deep into the emotions and see what's going on behind the veil. That's that connecting to the spirit world. So they're bringing that back out. And then you have the five of swords. Yeah, there is this conflict between the head and the heart, and conflicting energy is what brings conflicting body energy as well. So when the head and the heart are in battle and we're feeling conflicted in our mind and the outside world, then we're stressing out, right? Our little inner children are freaking out and then they want to, you know, fight or run like heck, but it shuts down our immune system. It's supposed to be momentarily, but if we're in a loop of fear and stress, it boots up and turns off. It boots up and turns off. It's like one of those computers when it's getting ready to, right? It's you boot it up and then it undoes, and you boot it back up and it lasts from it and then it shuts down. It's like wow. But that happens to our digestive system, our immune system. It floods our body with chemicals. There's a lot of things, and so the more we can do on how to calm ourselves, the better. I like that. So guidance here. You do have the Lover's card, so emotional choice coming in here. It's also the Lover's card is about a relationship energy, and I do feel like this is creating this relationship, looking at your body as a separate entity and go, "How can we help each other?" You know, you're in charge, you know, physical body. What can I do to help you be the healthiest? And when you look at it as a partner instead of something we're stuck in or something that's out of control, that can help us with that. So I feel like there's talking about creating that relationship. That's how we started in the beginning, right? Got the Justice card, Libra, balance energy. So balance is very important. Finding those things that are stressing us in our life and finding out ways to not stress about it so much, whether it's moving jobs, going somewhere else that's more peaceful, right? Number 1 on the list, right? If there's people that you hang around that stress you out, you can stop spending so much time with them and spend time alone or with other people that feel like they bring peace and uplift instead. So I like that. And then also we've got the world card, yeah. The ending of cycles, the beginning of new adventures to come in here too. And so it is realizing, and I feel like this comes with that knowledge, right? When you realize what cycles are impacting you, it's like if you eat something and it upsets, you know, your body, it makes you feel tired. It's like, well, your body's telling you in a way that is not helpful, you know? And so we stop cycles of what we're doing, like stop cycles of stress, stop cycles of eating certain things, start, you know, making sure we're drinking enough water, you know, it's like really evaluating if I love this body, I'm going to treat it like I love it. Right. And so but there's this end of cycles and this beginning of new adventures that's kind of free of expectations. And it's about embracing gratitude instead. Right. Underlying energy under all that. Yeah. You got the Empress. So Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Here's that earth energy that I was talking about. So we definitely have it here. And Mother, it's like these particles are on loan from Mother Earth, right? And so we can ask her, first of all, thank her, for thank you for allowing me to use all these particles and using this body. And you are, with my elemental spirit guide, works with Mother Earth and my human, er, um, you know, physical self. All of them can work together for us. But it's about honoring that as well. Yeah, even on the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which does show that, you can get this wonderful health back like this, healthy dream come true energy around your physical body, um, health-wise, and, it's just we can't keep doing what we've always done and then just expect our body to recover when we're working against it in some ways, right? And that's good for all of us to hear. I know me. You're preaching to the choir here. I'm like, yeah, I get it. So, I feel like that's what they want you to know there. Let's see what your fortune cookie says here, as well here. Nope. Okay, I guess they're giving you both your cards here. They keep on bringing me two. So the first one's for this one, which you have, yeah, isolation. That Nine of Pentacles too, was about stepping away, spend time with spirit, away from a lot of stressful situations. Um, But it's important because you can also isolate yourself, in a lower vibration way, which this is talking about. You may have put up walls, but your fortress may be turning into a cage. The more you withdraw, the harder it becomes to return. Do you truly want solitude? Are you afraid of what connection might bring? So, it's important, like it said, earlier, to not isolate yourself, but you can spend less time around people that are draining to you, that are drawing you down into lower vibrations, spend more time around people that are uplifting instead, right? So hopefully that helps. That's what we have for here. And then we'll look here at your second one here. Let's grab your timestamp. So with this one is 2754. Oops. There we go. And for this one, you want to know, will you be able to attend the family functions on February 6th and February 8th? So if yes, will you be able to enjoy it? All right, let's take a look here. Let's give your second one a love and a like here. That's funny. We're like, well, you're supposed to isolate yourself from people that bring you down. Is that them? You're like, I'm opting out. No, maybe not. Let's take a look here. Well, some of them, right? Let's take a look here. So February 6th, are you going to be able to attend that? February 8th, are you going to be able to attend that? And then are you going to be able to enjoy them as well? So let's see here. You've got the 6th, and then this is the 8th. And then what else do they want you to know? I feel like there's this one, and that one. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, you've got the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom here. So the Knight of Pentacles is slow movement, right? It's the slowest moving knight. It's also the knight of the physical body. If you take it slow and not rush and just allow yourself to enjoy and be and not go, 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 go. I feel like that's kind of energy around with this is don't stretch yourself too thin. Don't try to do too much underlying energy. February 6th, got the Nine of Cups. Well, yeah, that would be a yes for that. That's dreams come true energy with the Nine of Cups. So we like that. Are you able to enjoy the February 6 activities? Up to you. You have the Two of Wands. Whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. So there's great opportunity to do both. You have the Queen of Cups. I feel like that's going to be really emotional energy going on there because the Queen of Cups rules over cups, gets a second portion of cups. So she's very much feeling the feels, and it's going to be a very emotional time. I wonder here, February 6th, what's the moon? Well, the moon is in, oh, yeah, it's in Pisces, but then it switches to Libra. No, not Pisces. It's Aquarius. Sorry. It's something that, oh, it's, Mercury that enters Pisces. Oh, okay, so communication is very emotional. That makes sense for the 6th. So there is a lot of the interactions there. People are gonna be very emotional. It's gonna be up to you to kind of manage your emotions because 'cause you're the master of emotions with the Queen of Cups, and it's being very aware of how you're focusing your energy. If you focus in on lack and what people are doing and not doing, saying and not saying, then it just gets downward spiral. If you're focused on what you're grateful for, what you're loving, what you're enjoying, then you get more of it. So, can where are you say, are you able to enjoy it? You are. Are you able to unenjoy it? Yeah, you are. You're the one in control of your experience, right? So, I like that, but I feel like you can go, and I feel like there's great opportunities to have a lot of joy in there too. February 8th, you got the King of Swords. Yeah, this is if you plan it. I feel like there's something with the King of Swords you really have to think about how to make it happen and put a little bit of mental energy into making plans, and, again, it feels like very much planning things out energy. Then you can attend it there. You're the one that's able to make it happen, to be able to attend. And are you able to enjoy this? You got the Page of Swords. So it's definitely energy of seeing things from a higher perspective, and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's a joyful energy. So again, there is very good possibilities here to have joy, to choose to fill up. But with that Page of Swords along with it, it's that you do need to look at things from a different perspective. Like if you go in with a lot of expectations of, all right, if this and this and this happen, then I can have a good time. But if they don't, I'm going to be disappointed. Then you're going to be disappointed, right? But if you go in with no expectations or as little expectations as possible, then you can focus on everything again that you're enjoying and you can have enjoyment then, right? So I like that. Let's see what else we got here. You got 3 other cards. You've got the Strength card, the Leo energy. Really this being true to yourself and not dimming your light, not worried about what other people think, but just having the courage just to be and enjoy, kind of energy with that there. Yeah, and here's that 10 of cups that we got, before, so this must be the joyful event that you're able to go to if you manage your health, right? I like this though. There is joy and celebration, focusing on gratitude energy. And again, 3 of Pentacles about being true to your authentic self. When you go in not trying to please everyone else and trying to control everyone else to have them be who you think they should be and do what you think they should do, we can actually enjoy ourselves, right? Instead of trying to organize everything and make sure everything turns out a certain way, when we just focus on what's lovely about what's going on in each moment, we have a lovely time. So I like that for you. All right, so that looks good for you there. And let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. This one is the one. Yeah, we've got some resentment. So there might be some of this emotional energy that pops up, but it says resentment is a quiet thief, stealing your joy and chaining you to the past. What you hold on to only weighs you down, not the one who wronged you. Wow. So there's some of that release going, maybe if there's some resentment that's going on amongst the family, you can free yourself from that, and have a good time, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, Sudeshna. Thank you again for your donations. I appreciate that. All right. And guide, you are up 3443. Look at that mirroring numbers. 34 and then 34 and 43. So thank you for your donation via Z PayPal. And you wanted a general reading. So we'll see what we have going on here with Spirit. What they would like you to know. Let's take another quick sip here. So cheers to you, my friend. All right. Okay, what would you like kind to know right now, right? Get these two. these 2 to these 2, which lead to those 2, which lead to those 2. 2 by 2. It's like hopscotch almost. It feels like hop, hop, hop. Or that old song that we used to sing, "Little bunny foo foo, hopping down the bunny trail, find the little fairies and then bop 'em on the head." It's not really a nice song, but we used to sing it around the campfire. Maybe there's something I don't remember the rest of it. Maybe someone was like, "Bunny foo foo, don't hit those fairies on the head," or is that the monkeys jumping on the bed? I think that's the one. Anyway, what's all the stories about? Childhood stories seem to be a theme coming up here for you. But the bottom of the deck, we do have the world card, which is a great energy just starting off because it is a victory card. It is this amazing ending, significant ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new adventure that comes in here too. And it does represent like, letting go of some old thoughts and beliefs, these old restrictions that have kept us, restricted and feeling blinded and bound and trapped and small and powerless and like life is happening to us and all these lovely things we're taught as humans, as children, human children growing up, right? But this is more of that, and this makes sense with the child energy because they usually say it moves into that's the last card in the major arcana, starts back over at the 0, which is the full card, which is like a little child to me, that they're like, "Wow, look at the world of possibilities." They haven't learned through praise and punishment, "No, you can't do that, and yeah, if you do this, you get rewarded." It's without our influence yet of people trying to control us, of, "Look at the world of possibilities." Nothing's impossible, right? And you have that wonder, that sense of wonder as a child, and it feels like that kind of energy that you're moving into here is you're kind of getting to this exhaustion of sick and tired of trying to please everyone else, and it's exhausting, and you're always feeling like you're disappointing someone because someone's not happy, or we're not happy with other people because we also have all these expectations that, by golly, if I'm going to have to live up to all these, so is everyone else. That's why I used to say I became God's little sheriff because if I have to obey all this stuff, then everyone else is, and I'm going to make sure they're aware of it, handing out little citations to everyone. I used to give people a lot of unsolicited advice, uh, and I know everyone enjoyed it so much. Now I only give messages when people ask for it. All right. Let's see the 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So the first 2 together, yeah, you got the Death card and the King of Pentacles. What a great energy because there is progression. The Death card is death and rebirth, and so that's the World card energy too again, ending of something significant and the birthing of something very beneficial in the outside world with that King of Pentacles, the feelings of fullness that's coming in here, and Death card is number 13 in the major arcana. King of Pentacles, I love how they put numbers for them too, because they're the 14th of the Pentacles, so there is this ending to open up beginnings, and I feel like this is a little bit of reflective energy of going and sometimes when we have endings, well, most times when we have endings, it kind of freaks us out a little bit, our inner children, because we do not appreciate the unknown until we've experienced an ending and a new beginning, and we look back and we're in the higher place and go, "Okay, I'm okay with the ending." But until we've reached that heightened place, it feels like we're downward spiraling instead of being taken to a higher energy, a higher place in our life that's more in alignment with who we wanna be and where we're wanting to go. And I feel like that's like a promise, it's an awareness that the endings that have been happening have been for you. You'll start to see the benefit of them for you later. But you can, I feel like creator, your spiritual posse, they're saying, "You can trust me, trust me." I'm like, "All right, I can trust you. Others I don't know so much about, but you I can trust, right? Let's see what else is coming in here. You got the Sun card and the 6 of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely inner children energy here. So all that child energy I was talking about, the Sun card is Leo energy, but it usually has a little child on a horse, and the 6 of Cups is child energy. It's one of the energies, but I just feel like there's this getting in tune with your inner child. Did you get something like this before about it's time to play? The inner child's like, "I don't wanna do any more homework. I wanna go play. Let's go play. Let's go have fun. Let's go do things." I think it was for someone else, because I think they were in Canada, and they're like, because they were like, "Go on a swing," and they go, "It's freezing outside. I'm not gonna go out on a swing." I'm like, "Maybe there's an indoor playground." But I definitely feel like it's time to play. It's time to do things you enjoy, because it almost can get to where we feel like we're existing and I'm just a slave to the world and I'm not enjoying life. I'm just showing up. And I feel like it's time to celebrate and get in and allow play to happen, allow fun to happen, allow laughter to happen. It's been a while, right? Underneath that, you got 2 and 2. The 2 cards underneath that are the 4 of Swords and the Magician. Yeah, it's like it's time for some rest with the 4 of Swords. You can see how they're like resting there, resting our mind, resting our expectations. Again, that kind of energy there. But it brings us the Magician, which it brings you the energy. It allows you to see as you step away from trying to live up to all that opinion you were given growing up, that it's, I have everything inside of me to make my dreams come true. I don't anything in the outside world is not gonna bring me um, what I need to be able to have joy and laughter and fulfillment in my life, you know? It's got all the 4 aces here, which you're gifted the Ace of Cups, which is a heart full of unconditional love. You have the Ace of Swords, which is you're given knowledge, higher knowledge from a place of unconditional love. You're given the Ace of Wands, which is realizing I'm the one and with the power in my life, and whatever I focus on is what I draw to me. And then the Ace of Pentacles, which is you're also given this gift of seeing your worth in relationship to the world from an inward reflected outward energy instead of an outward trying to reflect and tell our inner self who it's supposed to be. It's like, no, 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 that is unstable and um, falls short when it's trying to define us. When we go inward and upward, then we realize this is the magician, is your eternal self, your soul, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love. Not conditional love, but unconditional love. Nothing we can do to earn it. We already have all of it. We don't need to earn any more of it. We got it all without condition. And that means we can't lose it either. And I feel like there's this foundation that's building here as where you're realizing that the outside world is interesting, but it's not true. What you find inward and upward is what's the capital T truth. So I love this. Let's see what else we got here. You got the Emperor and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, this block that's been kind of happening here with the Nine of Wands, this Emperor energy is about, it's like this magician and let's talk about the Ace of Wands. The Emperor clears the throne room of all these people yapping and giving all their advice and all their opinion on what the Emperor should do and not do with the empire, the kingdom, um, and they're just like, "Thank you. Leave all that opinion in the box on your way out, all that information, and I am gonna get quiet. I'm gonna get away from all that." Here's that rest energy again. I'm gonna get into this quietness, get out of my head, and then into my heart and go, "What is it that I want? Not what I think I've been told I'm supposed to want and should want and blah, blah, blah." But in that stillness, what does my heart want? and then I'm gonna make a plan, I'm gonna put energy behind it. It'll be a joyful energy instead of a I can always tell the difference when I'm in my expectations and not in my heart, when I'm in my head with expectations and not my heart, searching after my joy because I feel like I'm behind. All those expectations, I feel like I'm in the negative, and I'm doing all this work just to get up to 0. Whereas when I'm in my heart, that doesn't have expectations. It just has joy and love, and it's like, "I wanna go do this," and it feels like I'm living. This one feels like I'm behind and I'm existing, and that's how, like, emotionally or energetically how it feels, and that is the kind of indicator for me when I'm like, "Ugh." I'm like, "Oh, that's not what I'm wanting to do, that's what I'm feeling I'm obligated to do or should do or need to do or have to do, not what my heart wants to go do." So, it's a good awareness energy. And then you have the 8 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. So here's the external world transformation that's happening. There is stability coming your way with the 4 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and transformation energy like the little caterpillar. They go through that cocoon and that transformation period, but it's worth it in the end because when you know, kind of persevere, um, and part of that transformation, though, was getting out of our head of caterpillar energy and getting into butterfly energy. Caterpillars eat, eat, eat. I must eat, and then I must create a cocoon, and then I transform. But then the butterfly is woohoo! It's the one that can, you know, fly 1,000-mile migration, and it loves seeking the nectar of beautiful blossoms, not eating leaves and consuming. And it's all about this kind of joyful energy, right? And so it comes here, through all this, putting in that understanding the transformation that's happening. These things are happening for me, and I'm going to embrace the moment knowing that the future holds something amazing. So I like this. And then your final 2 cards, then we'll grab the your fortune cookie. Yeah, it's and here this kind of reinforces the world card going back to that, which is letting go of the expectations because we do have the isn't that how it feels sometimes? Let's see if I can really zoom in. That's the 10 of swords. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. It's I'm exhausted, I've had it. I'm sick and tired of living up to everyone's expectations. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking of the 10 of swords when when I did that. Here they are. And the 6 of swords, leaving the old ways of thinking behind, moving into new ways of thinking, and that is what brings you from choppy waters to calmer waters. It allows movement, in the outside world too. So I love this for you. I feel like they're giving you some words of hope and understanding of, some of the things happened, but you will see the benefit of it here. Um, and then when you do, you're like, okay, I see now that it was worth it, but I ain't there yet. Not quite, right? But I like this, that, some good perspective. I kind of feel like hope is interwoven in between all that. This is what your fortune cookie says here. All right. And you have, yeah, celebration. I feel like doing celebrate good times. Come on. Da, 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 da. We're all going to have a dance party now. It says a celebration is in order for all that you've endured and all that you've become. Let joy rise in your heart. You deserve to be happy. Wow. Boom, right? I love it. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Hang in there. I love that message for you. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Got a couple more donations. Let me grab those here. So thank you, Deb. Deb, you will be up next. And then we've got Moonlight in the house. Hello, hello. Hey, you. Little sticker. And I think that's it. Let me refresh the emails here. I think we're good. All right. You're very welcome, guide. Thank you for your donation. All right. So Deb, you are up. You got 50-30 is your timestamp. So thank you. Let's give your donation a love and a like here. So messages from mom and dad and your friends' parents. She knew I had a great spiritual conversation connection today. Your parents were great friends. Ah, how fun. All right. Yeah, let's see what messages they have here. I feel like I do want to go back here. Let's see. Is it these? Is it these? Oh, yeah, these are the talking to heaven cards. I feel like we were going to go to is it these we're going to go to. Which one of these? These are the ask your guides. I don't think that was it. Where are the I felt like it was these. Yeah, it was these. This is the one I saw in my head, the voice of the souls. So I feel like this will be I feel like that's going to be the message just for you. We'll do this other one for the message from your mom and dad and their friends' parents. But then I feel like this one is just for you. Uh-oh. Mom and dad are like, we need to talk. I'm just kidding. They're not that serious. So from mom first for you, and then from dad. He's like, here you go. These are all your messages. You got mail. That's the olden days. All right. So there's from dad. All right. And then from your friend's mom. Of course, we'll do mom and dad the same there. Okay. I will just put those right there for now. And then let's see what your special message is. All right, off the bat here. All right. We'll just put those right here. All right, I think we're good. So from mom, you've got it's beautiful where I am. And I'm hearing her say, because I'm right by you. Aw. I'm always with you, so it's beautiful where I am. But it says, I wish that for just a moment I could share my world with you. This heavenly realm is beyond description. It is where colors, hues, and patterns of all different types sing and come alive. Ooh, there's a hidden message in that for you, right? Here, there is a brilliant light that permeates everything, and everything in turn is filled with indescribable joy. Here, you suddenly become aware that you are connected to everything. There's no anger or hardness in this world. Those emotions have been replaced with overwhelming peace and joy. It is love at its finest. It is heaven, the place where I'll be waiting to greet you one day. So I love that. But I love that it is beautiful where I am because I'm right next to you. So it's beautiful. From mom, from your dad, I I see all your thoughts. So I like that. It's too funny. I love my host when I channeled her mom and dad and uncle, and they were bringing her a message. You're never, ever alone. Ever, ever. She was like, no, I don't want to think about that. But they were being funny. And I feel like that's how your dad's being. I see all of your thoughts. Says, I can now hear your thoughts and feelings so much more clearly than when I was living in my physical body. Back then, I was consumed with my own ego thoughts and distracted by my fears. Now that I'm free of those shackles, I can focus upon giving and loving. So whenever you'd like to talk, I can clearly hear you. Just think my name and then trust the thoughts and feelings that you receive from me. Those are my communication with you. I totally respect your free will and would never impose my own will unto you. I only want what is best for you, so please know that I'm here when you wish to talk. I love you. Oh, I do like that. And it's really interesting that when we go back to the other, it's not like we go back to their side, it's 'cause majority of our being is still on the other side. When we retract the little, pinky that we stuck down to experience this physical world, when we withdraw it, that's a better visual, a more accurate visual, I feel. We immediately are reconnected knowing e our own thought, every reason why we did what we did, why we chose what we chose, what we wanted to experience, what we wanted to experience, but we also get to plug into every single loved one and anyone. We can go into Hitler's mind and other anyone's and go, I wonder what they were thinking. What was that? We're very curious, but we have immediate access to every emotion. Like, there I go again. Every emotion and every thought, all the way back into the womb, and then for the rest of someone's life too, and other lifetimes too. But we're reconnected to that great, um, what encyclopedia or database full of all that information, the Akashic records, basically. But um, they have such a clearer picture of who we are that we'd never be able to even comprehend as a human. So I love that. All right. And then your friend's mom, you got, I am so much better now. Yeah, I mean, look at this is your mom and her mom. Yeah, they're looking at the scenery and enjoying the beauty of where it is. But she says, "I'm so much better now." Let's see what else we have here. So, if there was some mental or physical stuff going on or both, she's in a much, yeah, she's like, "I'm so much better now." Oh my god. Says, I know you worry about me and you wonder how much I suffered in my life and my passing. Both you and I would feel so much better, though, if you would focus on the present. I promise you that I feel 1,000,000% better now that I'm here. Your love for me is a true miracle, especially after all that we went through together. I value and honor your love more than you'll ever know. Well, until she reconnects, right? Now that I'm out of my physical body, there's no more pain or suffering. I am free. My mind is also healthy. Well, there it goes. As I no longer have to worry about any of the stressful parts of earth life. Truly, the only thing that would make me happier is for you to be happy. And as much as you pray for me, I pray for your happiness too. I love you. Oh, I love that. And then from her papa, yeah, I'm with the rest of the family. So let's take a look here. I feel like they also want to mention here that, one of the wonderful things about us too, when we withdraw into our higher vibrational selves, that we can be with every single loved one, as if that's the only place that we are. So we don't have to share our time and love and energy. We can be everywhere all at once. And then also be off on our own adventures too. So we're not just, hanging with one person, then going to another person, going to another person, and then going away. And then it's like, oh, when you have a chance, come visit me. They're like, I'm always with you. And I love that our loved ones are always with us. They have the ability to do that. So it's like, I'm not gonna miss a thing. I'm gonna be with you through the rest of your life. And I'm also in a billion other places too, because that's how we are. Just like right now, we're in a bunch of other places in addition to this human existence. All right. But he says, please don't worry that I'm alone or lonely because I'm surrounded by all of our loved ones. It's funny. He's uh he's kind of jokingly going, I'm with all of the family, all of them. And he's doing like this. He might have done this before where he was just kind of like, oh my God. He said, "They met me when I traveled here, and it's been like one sweet family reunion ever since." But, without any drama. See, this was it feels like that there might have been drama with family before, family reunions and family get-togethers and other things, but he's like, "It's much better now." That's why I feel like he was really being expressive about family reunions. He says, "Every relative and friend you think about is here with me, and they send you their love." Family relationships are quite different here in that there's pure love and no ego competition. So all of the annoying habits have dropped away, and our memories of our human quirks are handled with a compassionate sense of humor. Everyone is in constant good mood, and no one is in a rush. Defenses have all washed away, and our hearts are all open to one another. From a relationship perspective, this truly is heaven. Wow. I love that. So, some beautiful message from the parents there. And then for your message, this voice of souls has where um, there's a message from your higher self, from your spiritual posse, and then from an entity. I feel like it's mom coming through because you got happiness with the number six, which is mom energy and also unconditional love energy. But I love that. And you've got a coyote. So let's take a look here and see. So happiness, your the message from your soul is happiness is within your reach. Its creation begins inside you. Even if your outer environment seems complicated, don't worry. Happiness is there. I already feel it, your soul says, right? I send you much love so you can see it, then carry it into your outer life. You've worked on yourself and are now aware of how to create this inner happiness. If this is not yet the case, know that you will soon share it with people you love. You are a wonderful person, and I'm proud of you because you have the daring to tell it to yourself. Sometimes you say it timidly, but still you manage to express it. Before, you didn't feel you could. Keep building your own happiness. You are on a beneficial path. Wow. That's from your soul, your higher self. And then your spirit guides are telling you everything is already happening. You are in a forward moving energy. If you can't see synchronicities yet, know that they'll come quickly. We are sending you signs in the form of outer events. Let yourself be guided. Keep nourishing what is most beautiful in you. Don't try to control things. They nailed it, right? Speaking to us Aquarians, fixed signs. Oh, all you have to do is experience the present moment and be spontaneous. Soon, your inner happiness will be carried into your outer life. You will create everything that matters to you. Your wants are in line with your needs, and you're connected to yourself. Everything is falling into place. Everything is beautiful. You can already embrace the fruit of your efforts and bring your projects to life. Wow. And then the entity, which is, I feel like it's your mom, she says, I'm happy now. Even if things weren't easy for me, I was happy then. I always had that childlike fire, letting me experience things intensely. Yes, I may have been clumsy, but I always found moments of happiness, even in hard times. I am guiding you towards happiness. I am sending you signs to help you create your own happiness and understand it's within your reach. Be proud of yourself. You already have everything within you. You have managed to do many things that I could not do. Let that sink in. You've done a lot of things that I couldn't do. Keep going on this path. Keep shining as you are right now. You do not need to contact me directly. When you're happy, we're aligned on the same frequency. I am with you, and I am happy with and for you. You are creating a wonderful path, and beautiful surprises are in store for you. Keep moving forward on these beautiful waters. While the waters I sailed were filled with hardship, for you they are peaceful. Enjoy it all for me. I love that. Beautiful messages. All right. Let me just put these out of the way over here. And we'll give you a fortune cookie as well. I love those for you, Deb Deb. All right. Yeah. Feel like here we've got this betrayal of trust energy here. And this may not be yours. This might be your friend for your friend. If it resonates for both of you, you can take it, of course. But this is 29. This might be at age 29. Says trust, and I feel like it was trust was shattered, leaving wounds deeper than words can express. Now you see the truth. Use it to move forward wiser and stronger. So I feel like there's a special message in there. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. And then let me connect to those fun people. All right. So cheers, everybody. I'm going to take a quick sip and we'll dive back in here. All right. So, Moonlight, thank you for your dual donations. This will be your first one. Look at this 10707 is for your first one here. So, thank you for your sticker, your Hey You sticker. So, you want to know all and everything for the weekend. Any fun, being social, anything, or anyone coming towards you. All right, we'll take a look here. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. All right, let's see here. For this weekend, any fun? Anything fun? Anything that you'd consider fun right now? They're like, it's all fun, but for your human, let's take a look. And then any social activities? See if we get the hermit card. And anything coming towards you and anyone. I'll do that separate here. Okay. And we got this. Looks like feels like there's a couple. We'll see what this is about. Yeah, well, we do have the 7 of swords on the bottom. 7 of swords, that is that energy of deceit, betrayal, being lied to. So I feel like someone's going to be reaching out to you. You know who. You're like, be aware of the lies, all the lies, right? But I feel like that's being aware of that. Also being aware of any thoughts and beliefs of our own that are cheating us out of opportunities too. You know, if we have like, oh, I don't want to go do that. That's always this way. It's like, no, that's not true. It has been maybe that, but it doesn't need to be that anymore. You know, like if you're going to go somewhere and it hasn't been that. Now, individuals, you can still experience people differently, but I don't feel like people have changed a whole lot. So it's like, why, right? This is more, I feel a place going to, not a person you're interacting with. That's underlying energy. Let's see here. Any fun? We've got the Queen of Swords and the Judgment. There's this wonderful balanced energy between the head and the heart here with the Queen of Swords. And then the Judgment card is a calling. I feel like there's something musical here just because that trumpet's really standing out. And I feel like you are being called out to something that is both mentally stimulating and like communication, and then also something enjoyable of the heart. So I feel like there is some sort of, I don't know if it's necessarily like a festival where there's music playing, but it feels like there might be a group or someone playing music, or they're inviting you to go to like somewhere where they're playing live music. Um, And so I feel like there is some of that fun energy that's coming in there. You're like, "Not too funny." Being social, let's see here. Yeah, it looks like you have a lot of opportunities here. Now, lovers doesn't mean it has to be romantic, but there is important relationship get together. And the 7 of Cups is a lot of different opportunities for social gatherings and maybe a social group. There might be like one that's more just you and someone else hanging out, and the other one is more of a group with 7 of Cups. So, there definitely is opportunities for 2 social events if you want to partake with them. That Lover's card, it doesn't feel like it's romantic, it just feels like it's an important friendship or an important relative. Maybe it's your child, it could be, but, I feel like it's an important hanging out with someone. Um, anything coming your way. Got the King of Swords. There's some sort of I mean, this is the master of communication, and but this is something that's coming your way, and this feels more educational, maybe like a book you've been wanting, something that you've wanting to read, something you've wanted to learn comes across your path, um, and you might not even be aware of it yet until you see the book and you're just like, "Oh, wow, that's the one I wanted to read. I was gonna try to find that, and there it is." And it's on sale or, it's someone giving it away or someone left it laying around, that was here, right? That was strange actually, or maybe not. You're funny. Anyone I feel like there's 2 anyones, and that makes sense here with the stuff that's coming in here. But one is the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. So this is movement of communication. Eight of Pentacles, this feels like maybe this is it R? Is that's the one that I've worked on myself, I've changed, and that would be the 7 of Swords energy, right? Oh, an old friend playing in a pub tomorrow. Well, there you go. Boom, boom. I love that. But this other one I do feel like has to do with that 7 of Swords energy. Be aware of bumping into someone or communication from someone that likes to say that they've changed and all that, and you're just like, "Nope. I believe it when I see it," right? So I feel like that's confirming that with that 7 of Swords. And then who is this other one here? Oh, look what you got. You got the Moon card. Who would have thunk? But you got the 2 of Swords here, and I do feel like who's this 2 of Swords? Because this is Cancer Moon energy. Well, I did feel here that, um, I thought, like, one of these was gonna be hanging out with your son, um, because, I felt like Mother Moon energy, and then we got the moon here coming in. And the 2 of Swords, that's the power of story, and I feel like, this important thing here, um this important thing here it's a good conversation to have with your son, but it's about changing your story of I'm not going to focus in on, what they should have done, didn't do, da da da. I'm going to just forget all that and I want to it's like almost like you're becoming interested in who they are. And it's almost like stepping out. I mean, it's still mother son energy with the moon energy, but it feels like it's more of, so how are you feeling? And I feel like it's the emotional side that you're asking them about. How do you feel about this? What's going on with you? And what do you feel, your life is about? I just feel like this is a very heart-based conversation, and I feel it is with your son. So I feel like that's an important conversation because it's out of the mind and, about expectations and blah, blah, blah. It's more, sharing how much you love them and, no matter what happens in life that, um, there'll always be your son um, and if anyone ever comes against you, I do turn into mama bear, so just be aware, you know? You will always be my child. I'll try not to treat you like a child, but, and you don't have to say, "But if you act like one." No, don't say that. Keep it the other way. So I like that. Wow, you got books, 3 books in the mail today. Well, there you go. Yeah, this particular deck is this one here. It's the let's see if I can get it to focus. It's the Soha. Come on. Wow. It's not wanting to come on, come on, come on. You can't read it. It's Soha Tarot. It's Soha, Mystic Tarot is the name of it. If that's what you meant by that. The Moon. It's a beautiful card. All right. Let's see what your fortune cookie is for this one. All right. Yep. I love this. Live your truth. Get a tattoo. No. Your truth is your compass, and the time has come to follow it without fear. No more hiding, no more compromising who you are. Do what feels right, even if it's not what others expect of you. So that's is a great energy for this weekend, right? All right. So that is for that one, my dear. And then for number 2 here, we got 11721. Boom, there's both of your timestamps. So thank you for the little vacation island there. All right. And so how does NN keep why does he keep sending you stupid reels and snaps these days? That's funny. Oh, I love that. And your son just called you. Too funny. Yeah, he must be thinking about you, but what is his thinking? If he is he just feeling alone, being bored? What does he actually want, right? All right, let's take a sip here. Cheers to you. All right. So let's take a look here. So, what's the meaning behind these reels? Okay. And snaps. And then, what is he thinking? We'll just see here in general, too. Being bored, what does he actually want? All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, he is conflicted. We knew that, right? 5 of Swords. There's this conflict between their head and their heart. And it makes sense here. I just feel like they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, right? About how they're, oh, I don't know, just they want to do, their heart wants to act and their mind's like, no, it's too scary. Don't do that. And so it's like the emotional expression of sharing reels and sharing things is the heart's way of at least I'm getting a message to you. But the brain is like, I'm not allowing you to connect in words. And the heart connects through pictures and through stories where the mind, is more logical, right? Oh, yeah, another tattoo. Hey, there you go. Can start thinking of what you want. Let's see here, but why does he send these to you? Yeah, it's the Page of Cups and the High Priestess. So here is this emotional energy. It is in the confirmation. It's an expression from the heart. It's the way the heart is trying to get communication to you, but the mind is definitely not allowing them to, give specifics. But it's almost like someone being held hostage, sending you signals. how they have in movies and actually happen in real life too, where someone was blinking a lot and they thought it was just the lights, but he was doing Morse code. It's like the heart's going, "Help me, I'm being held captive in a Chinese fortune cookie factory." It's like, "What?" But, it's the expression there, of how the heart's trying to express themselves even though the mind is intervening, not allowing them to do a lot more. So let's see here, what are they thinking, right? Yeah, you're like, yeah, and they've got this, they're thinking they got the Queen of Swords, which is the balance. They're trying to get a balance between their head and their heart. Come on, let's focus in. These are beautiful cards. We'd really like to focus, please. There it goes. Oh, kind of. But and then the world card is the ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, trying to get out of their minds. And I feel like they're trying to get out of their head and allow their heart to be expressed, but there is this energy, again, that's kind of holding them back. But this is what's on their mind is I want to find a way to, you know, communicate clearly. And what are they wanting, right? This is what do they actually want? Yeah, I feel like they're trying to figure it out. They've got the judgment card here, which is this calling here. Maybe you're going to bump into him at the concert or the at the pub. But there's this they're being drawn and they don't know. They're trying to figure out. And I feel like that's the whole thing is they feel like they're being drawn somewhere, but they don't know what they want. And that's the whole thing is till we actually know what we want, we're just wandering around. We're not like the King of Wands or the Emperor where it's getting out of our head and getting into our heart and come with a plan and putting action behind it. I feel like there's kind of wandering. They don't know what they want, and it comes across that way, right? But it's because they're being pulled in 2 directions. The mind pulls them this way, the heart pulls them this way, and it goes back and forth, right? Um, what are they leading to here? Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. Does feel here they're kind of in this rush to get to a new opportunity with this Ace of Pentacles. And no, it it feels like I, this is what I'm hearing. I'm in a rush to get nowhere. It's like, where are you rushing off to? I don't know. Well, why are you rushing? I don't know. I just know I'm in a rush. I'm feeling like I got to get somewhere. I got to get somewhere. I got to get somewhere. But they're trying to get to the next opportunity, and it's like, but if you don't it's like I'm running to look in front of the next mirror, but if I don't take the time to change myself, it doesn't matter how fast I get to the next mirror, I'm still gonna just see the same me. The reflection isn't gonna change until I change. So I feel like they're kind of wandering about. All right. Let's see what their fortune cookie brings in here too. Yeah, that kind of sums it up, right? Unspoken words. The mind doesn't let them speak the words, so they're trying to communicate through, um, videos and different things, sending, "I'm contacting you this way, but I'm not saying the words that I wanna say." And I feel like this is more their energy, so we'll take it as if we're talking to them. "There is something you have left unsaid, a truth that lingers in the air, heavy and unresolved. These words must find their voice, for they carry the power to liberate you and others." So, yeah, I feel like they haven't found their voice and to be able to do that, right? You're hermiting again. No, you have a lot of opportunity to get out and meet people and have fun. I do feel here, and maybe that's the important lovers card, could also be like that friend that's in the pub or, um, it doesn't mean that it's romantical, but I feel like it's an important you get to have important interactions, so, unless you mean hermiting from romanticness, but I feel like you have an opportunity to really interact with a lot of people this weekend. So, that is what they got for you, my dear. So, thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. Let me just refresh that. Yeah. Fun, fun. All right. So let's see here. We did have Maria P come in the house. Hey, Maria. A general for you and Wally. We'll add you to the free list here. In fact, I think that's it for donations right now. So we will let me prep these free readings real quick here. Oops. Come on. There it goes. And then we'll jump into these here. All right. So thank you again for your multiple donations there, Moonlight. Sounds like a fun weekend. Great opportunities, some stuff to read, some deep conversations with your son, or deep conversation at least. Some time in the pub, listen to some music, meeting a bunch of people, those Seven of Cups, interacting with a bunch of people while you're out. Sounds beautiful. All right, take another sip here. Cheers, everybody. It was like 6 degrees when we started. It says cold weather now. I'm like, no kidding. Let's see what it is right now. 3 degrees Fahrenheit. And we did get some snow too. So fun. All right. So we up first for free readings. We got Swaroop Bobby. You are up. Oh, scared you meeting Annette. Oh, that's why you said you're gonna hermit. I get it. All right, Swaroop, hello, hello. Are you getting any loan approval? You're worried about your finances. Is there any loan approval in this month for you? All right, so for January, based on current energies, we got that. And what else? All right, so you got the Six of Wands. So there is a victory energy with the Six of Wands. So that would be a yes with the loan energy here. And you got the King of Swords as well, which the King of Swords is a very mental energy. So it is an energy of don't feel like it's communication. It does feel like doing your research and looking for other options is very important here. Like wherever you're looking for loans and stuff, it's like there's more information out there to find it and to be able to get it. But so, you know, it's almost like close your close your eyes, open your heart through your mind in a way, and just say, show me, inspire me where I can look, because the your spiritual posse, all of your um, you know, spirit guides and loved ones on the other side, all of them, they want to be able to help you. You just have to ask them and say, "Can you bring me clarity on where I could find a place for a loan? Bring it in front of me. Inspire me, please." And they will. They'll bring you the information and they'll guide you to the place that where you can get a loan. But I feel like if you're keep looking in the places and trying the way you are now, it's not going so well. But there's a different route that you're not aware of that can come to light if you ask them, and then they will show you. So that's what they have for you, Swaroop. I like it. All right. Many blessings to you. All right. I did have a donation come in here. All right. Maria P. Thank you so much for your donation via the PayPal. Let me grab your name, put you on the donation list up here. So we'll jump into yours next for the donation. So Maria, we got 130.05 for you. You're very welcome, Moonlight. All right. Got your PayPal up here. Let's take a look here. So, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. All right. Thoughts and feelings. His thoughts on your date yesterday and on your talk today. What's coming next week for you guys? Whoa. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Good. It's like two sets of two. Well, this kind of rolls into each other. All right. Anything on the dark side? Any plans on leaving that place? Time frame that he's leaving there. All right. We'll say based on current energies. We'll pull a card on that. There's two. All right. We'll see what that's about. And then work for you next week. All right. Got those two. All right. So let's jump in. Thoughts and feelings towards you today. You got the Knight of Cups and the Devil. Well, definitely Knight of Cups is a romantic movement of heart energy. So their heart is very much, it's a positive heart movement because it is movement of emotion. So um, regarding you, their heart is full. The Devil card, it would be thinking energy. And the Devil card is like Capricorn, Saturn energy, which has a lot to do with long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that they're trying to let go of and try to look at things differently because they feel like you guys are different. So they're trying to get out of their head of, their expectations, their supposed to be's, their should be's, and possibly we know it's not possibly. We know that they're also hoping that you'll free yourself from a lot of expectations and supposed to be's and should be's so that you guys can enjoy things instead of spending so much energy trying to, get up from, up to zero. The more we get rid of these, the more quickly we get up to that and start building. But the expectations is a big piece of their fears, afraid that they will not live up to your expectations, right? That's one of their big fears. So that's what's in their mind, but their heart is moving. So I like that. His thoughts on your date yesterday. You got the Knight of Pentacles. They wanted it to last longer with the Knight of Pentacles. This was like going slow, and it's the slowest moving night. It's not that our date took forever. They're like they wish it could have lasted longer, and I feel like they feel like you wanted it to last longer, and they did want it to, but I feel like there was stuff that had to get done, and um, not that it was cut short, unless it was. Was it cut short? Or it feels like it was cut short. It wasn't cut short, but it just feels like it like it could have gone on longer and they wanted it to go on longer. But it was almost feels like circumstances weren't allowing it. So that's what they have there. What about your talk today? His thoughts. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, very much this encouragement of transformation, um, putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears to get to that place. So I feel like there's this encouragement, whatever you guys were talking about is, I want to make this happen. I want to put in the work and I want this to, whatever it takes to have this transformation between us is what I want to do. Just the Eight of Pentacles is also an energy. It takes time for us to see the fruit. The fruit doesn't just pop up right away. Sometimes it takes a bit. What's coming for you guys next week? You got these two together, Eight of Wands and Queen of Swords. Feel like there is this wonderful, feeling. There's a lot of passion, a lot of fast movement with the Eight of Wands. But the Queen of Swords is an energy of compatibility. And I feel like it's a very busy week for probably both of you, but for one of you, it's extra busy. And I feel like with that Queen of Swords, part of what we recognize that we're such a good fit for one another is that amongst the busyness, we still communicated, we still had, we still get to have this balanced energy between the head and the heart. And I feel like that's an important thing to keep in mind too is, yeah, when someone's like inundated, yeah, we want to be number one and that I'm the most important thing, but there's also the I'm going to support you instead of um, add more onto your plate. I feel like there's this wonderful balance energy of you recognize it. And I feel like that's how they're like, you just know what to do at the right time. And I like that kind of energy. I do feel like you have 2 other days in addition to whatever, because I feel like you're understanding, like, they're so busy, they have to push back a get together to later than planned in one of those situations. But then you have these other ones. You have some great conversations with the 2 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles coming in here too, which is, um, this, home energy with the 4 pentacles, so I feel like there's some alone time away from home, but then the 2 of swords is like a more of a conversation out in public kind of energy too that comes in here. So it feels like at least 3 get-togethers that come in here. Um, and then you wanted to know here, updates on the dark side. Yeah, we got the moon, a lot of emotional energy. I feel like they're pulling the mom card. Um, they're the dragons pulling like the mom card with the moon energy and um, talking about the child, the child responsibility and just bringing in a lot of that kind of trying to make them feel guilty around because they're trying to manipulate to get something for themselves. So they're playing the mom card, is what they're saying. I don't feel like we need to know more than that. Um, any plans for leaving that place? Yeah, the 3 of swords. We've got the expectations equal disappointment energy coming in here, and I feel like that they do, and I feel like there's why there's 2 cards here because I feel like they're bringing in here is when we focus in on when are they gonna leave? When are they gonna leave? Are they gonna leave? Da, da, da. What do we do when we're focusing on what's not happening and the fear of something not happening? We're pushing it further away, right? So our part in experiencing this is to focus on gratitude for what is happening, not what we wish would happen and need to happen and must happen, because we actually make it happen later in the future. So that's why you got 2 cards here, because you've got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles coming in here. So, we've got the timing here of, August 12th to September 11th, and then also December 13th to January 9th. So that's what it's talking about, how, we can bring it sooner instead of being like December 13th and January 9th of next year. It could be already moved back to August 12th to September 11th. And the more that we focus in on the gratitude, the sooner that we can have it here, where then you have the divine counterparts, where you guys can be together in the physical world with Queen and King of Pentacles. So um, it's important to, be aware of that, right? Um, and then work for you next week. What do you have here? You've got the Six of Wands. Again, here's that victory and recognition energy. You've got the Hermit card and the Queen of Wands. So there is this kind of hanging out to yourself with the Hermit card. It's like keeping your eyes on your own paper, and with the Queen of Wands, focusing your energy again on what you're wanting to grow, what you're wanting to, you know, um, expand, and be aware of where you're investing that energy because again the more we kind of focus in on need and want and fear energy, the more we push things further away, the more we're grateful and have gratitude for what is or what has been, then we invite more things towards us in a positive way. So I feel like, there's recognition, but there is this definitely a lot of messages in here around being aware of where your focal energy is at, right? Yeah. Your fortune cookie, the number 9, the hermit, a new perspective, seeing things differently, a different story. Says when the light changes, so does the landscape. Try viewing your situations through a different lens and stay open to the wisdom that comes when you dare to look from another angle. So that's when you look from gratitude, everything changes. When we look from expectations and fear, everything looks scary. All right. So that's what they have for you, Maria. We'll circle back around for your free reading here in a moment. So thank you again for your donation. Move back over here. All right. Hey, Amina. No, not yet. Let's see here. Yeah, you're a few off here. Where we're at on the free readings, we got Touch of Love up next, and then Musical Beer, then Ateshi, then Jojo, then AG or Anshul, Olivier Vagara, and then you, and then Maria P, and then Kat Mia is in the house too. Hey, Kat Mia. Good to see you. We'll get you on the list under Maria there. Boom, boom. I think that was everyone. Let me make sure I didn't skip anyone here. All right. Nope, we are good. All right. So we will jump back in here for back to free reading. So Touch O Love, you are up. Here is your timestamp. And what is coming for you this week? Let's take a look here. Boom, boom. So you've got the 7 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. A little bit of slow-mo energy that comes in with the 7 of Pentacles, because that's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, be the fruit. And the Hierophant, too, is an energy of seeing things from a higher perspective, and it's the ruler of change with that, being the major arcana number 5, because 5 is the number of change. But this it's also the 7 of Pentacles they're telling me here, is once fruit starts to grow, it starts to make us go, this isn't what I want. I want to change and I want to go a different direction. So, whatever this is that feels like it's been going slow, and you have some fruit, some action, some results of things, whether it's a relationship or it's work or whatever, that it's like, this is what I originally wanted, but I've changed and I don't want this anymore. It's like planting an apple orchard. And so you got all these apples because everyone wanted apple sauce and apple cider and apple juice and apple pie and apple fritters and just apples in general. And you're like, oh, it was good. And it was a good idea. A lot of people benefited from it. But I'm kind of just tired of apples. It's just not my thing. You know what I want is guacamole. So I want to plant avocado trees instead of apple trees. So it's a change of desire. It's a change that comes in here because the fruit that you saw before, it just doesn't float your boat anymore. So I feel like there is some of that truth and that some of that awareness that comes in for you this week. Right. So that's what they got for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. And then musical beer, you are up. Here's your timestamp. And you're like a general for next week. Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know for next week? What else? Okay, whoops. Thank you. Line across. You've got here, you got the 3 of Swords first, which is a card of expectations equal disappointment. And you've got the 8 of Wands coming in here too, which is fast moving energy, but I feel like it's messages but it feels like messages from an like a soul level, not like a mental messages, but something here. And the what I'm getting from this, it's like the 3 of swords is you thought that this is something that I wanted, something that would fulfill me, something that would um, ignite something within me, and then you achieved it, and then you're like, eh, I'm not so kind of disappointed in the result. It didn't bring me what I was told it would bring me. It's not bringing me what I thought it would bring me, and I'm definitely not feeling the way I thought I would feel achieving this and having this. And this 8 of Wands is like this it's like your passions, your drive, your just desire energy is whoosh, it suddenly just switches to something else. And it almost feels like there was something plan B, which is really what your heart wanted and where your head wanted something and you're like, "Okay, we'll go for that." And then you got that and you're like, you know, you know, have that um that was option 1, and the option 2 is what your heart really wanted. Now this didn't work out, so now you're able to go in this other direction. And I feel like that's why it changes so quickly because you already knew this is what you wanted to do originally. But for the sake of what everyone else was thinking and suggesting and blah, 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 you're like, well, I'll try that. And then you're like, yeah, it didn't bring it. It didn't bring the result everyone thought it would. And inside you're like, I told you so. But then you're like, all right, now I know what I want to do. All right, everyone. Psht, now I have given myself permission. I tried that. It didn't work. Now I'm going to go do what I want to do. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have there for you, musical beer. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Deb. Oh, great call. Oh, his garage door. And like, oh, of course it takes to you. Oh, okay, no problem at all. Always perfect timing, right? All right. So let's see here. Up next, we do have Ateshi Singh. So Ateshi, you are up. Here's your timestamp. And hello. So HL's current at the moment energy towards you. Okay. That here. You accidentally made a joke which you realized he may have felt bad or annoyed about, but you hope not. Okay, we'll take a look here. Well, that's everyone's choice. People can always choose either to laugh with us or at us or not at all, and that's okay. That has nothing to do with us. If they want to have a boo boo bad time, let them, right? Anyway, let's see. What's their current moment energy towards you? Yeah, we got victory, movement energy, power of choice energy. Um, so this doesn't feel like bad at all. This with the and Ace of Wands. Yeah, so there's a little bit of fire energy going on here with the Ace of Wands. It doesn't feel like angry or anything like that. It feels impassioned. It feels energized. It's very much movement energy with both of these two. So it doesn't feel like there's bad vibes here at all. It's in fact it's very positive energy that's here. Um, yeah, and I feel like a an underlying message for you with this is your power of choice with the chariot that you get to choose your stories, your emotions, your energy, your actions. You can't choose for anyone else. Yeah, we can make it easier or harder to for people to choose lower or higher vibrational energies and responses and stories and all that. But the Ace of Wands is also an energy of I get to choose what I draw towards me. So, um, the more grateful I am for what is, I draw more of that in. If any of my fears, any of my, other energies that are lower, if I focus in on that, I draw more of that. And that's just good awareness. There's no judgment. It's just realizing there's every moment is full of different choices with different outcomes and different experiences, and we're the only ones that get to change ours. We can't change other people. That's why I feel like in the beginning it was funny that, well, if they don't have a sense of humor and they don't wanna laugh about it, that's their experience, not mine. I'm gonna laugh. Even if I'm the only one laughing at my jokes, I'm gonna tell tell them because 'cause I'm having a good time. And I let everyone else choose not to have a good time if they don't wanna have one, but you're not ruining my vacation. I'm still gonna have a good time. You can stay in the hotel room and pout, but I'm gonna head off and enjoy my vacation, right? Alright, so that's what they have for you, Tashi. I don't feel like there's anything to worry about there. So, many blessings to you. Alright, and we have is that Circus? Hello, hello, good to see you. I got you onto the free reading list here. You're only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7, people, well, 6 people ahead of you because 'cause you're number 7 on the list right now. Whoa, did you hear that? Maybe I should take a sip here. I have a little wheeze going on there. Probably because it's 2 degrees out now. Turn back on my little heater. Alright. Alright. So, Jojo, you are up next here. Here is your time step. Whoa. I know. Felt like I was Mariah Carey for a moment. Hey, Jojo. Oh, perfect timing. Did you hear the wheeze? Doing the little whistle with my All right. You wanna know, was O being truthful when he said those things? All right, let's take a look here. All right. Let's see what we got here. You did hear it. Wee. Um, Interesting here. We got the 10 of swords with the Fool card. 10 of swords is about, I'm tired of living up to everyone's expectations. This feels like honesty to me, quite honestly, because the 10 of swords is I'm not trying to please people. I'm sick and tired of trying to please everyone else. Screw all the expectations. I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna share what's true. And then the Fool card is like that get that energy too, right? Because the world card is the last card in the major arcana, the Fool card is the first, and usually that is that energy of like a child that is honest. You know how like children, when they tell you you're ugly, you're like, "Oh my god, I'm ugly." When they tell you that they love you, you're like, "Oh my god," because they don't have any filters yet. So when someone says something, when a child says something, you're like, "Whoa," you know? Um, so this Fool card is that energy of not trying to please, no expectations, a world of possibilities. So it does feel very honest energy, that comes in with those. So I would say that I do feel, like they were being truthful. At least they were being honest about their own perceptions and perspective, if that makes sense. So that is what they have for you, Jojo. Hopefully that helps. Is that what you're picking up, your lie detector? Dee, 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 dee. I like it. Deb, oh, I'm glad you liked your reading. Oh, perfect. I like it. Thank you for letting me know that. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. And then we've got AG Anshul. You are up. I think it's Anshul. I think that's your lie detector. Yes. All right. So AG, just to make sure, you want to know why are you seeing 222 and 111 numbers? Yeah, definitely. Spirit's trying to get your attention, right? It's funny. You got 2 cards and 1 card. Normally we just get 2, but you got 2 cards and then 1 card. So here's 2 and 1 again, as if you needed it again, but here it is. And you got the Death card and the Ace of Swords. So this definitely is there's this ending and beginning energy that they're communicating here with you. and then the Knight of Wands, which is card number 12, 1 and 2 again, and 13 minus 1 would be 12. So, I feel like there's all these repeating numbers here are to tell you that there's a significant change that's coming your way, and they're just trying to bring awareness around it just so that you're not surprised by it. It doesn't feel like it's a spooky change, but it definitely is significant with the death card. So it's a significant ending and a beginning, and they wanted to communicate and give you awareness around this new beginning. And I feel like this is what's happening here. It does happen. The Knight of Wands is the fastest moving horse energy. Oh, okay. It is also the fire horse, which is what we move into coming up on February 17th, I believe, is the Chinese New Year when we move into the Chinese zodiac of the fire horse, which is what that fire horse is. So I feel like there is some changes that come in and some movement. Things end, but then things really, it's like the endings and beginnings happen very fast. And they're just like, it's almost like before a roller coaster takes off, they're like, Okay, being everyone lean back in your chairs because, otherwise you'll get whiplash." So it's like, "Let me lean back so that my head is supported against the chair because we're about to take off." And I feel like that's what they're getting your attention to let you know that there's some of these significant changes that are gonna be coming with this, horse, on fire energy. So, and I feel like they do wanna give you more details, more information. They'll bring you clarity, they'll help you with your decisions. You just need to ask them, um, for clarity as things are popping up, and they'll give you, like, immediate clarity for these because it's a very fast-moving energy. So I feel like you're gonna be thinking on the fly, making decisions, and, something comes up and I have to decide, and I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know what to decide." That means you don't have enough information, so you're like, "Alright, hold on." Spirit team, dial them up and go, "Show me something that helps me decide which is the best for where I wanna go." And they'll be like, "Ding, ding, ding. Okay, that's the one. Let me go here," because 'cause they'll give you information. So, I love this for you. That's why they've been giving you a lot of, um, repeating numbers, especially 1s and 2s, and I like that. So, that's what we got. So many blessings to you. Maybe even February 1st might be where you, start to feel that energy and start to see those changes with the 2-1 energy. 211, 212, 222. I feel like those are gonna be important dates for you with all those 2s and 1s. Alright, so that's what they got for you, Asha. Many blessings to you. Then we got Livier Vagara. You are up. Here's your timestamp. And will there be traveling movement involved towards your future job? All right, let's take a look here. So let's take a look here. Based on current energies, this future job is going to be travel. All right. So we got here. You got two. You got the Leo energy, fire energy. Let's see what else we got here. You got the Five of Swords and the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is a more emotional movement. The Five of Swords, it's more of a pull between the head and the heart. I don't it doesn't feel like there's a lot of travel because if I got, like, Sagittarius energy or Gemini energy, Sagittarius energy is, like, foreign travel. Gemini energy would be, like, short distance travel, not foreign. And I didn't get either one of those, so I don't feel the Knight of Cups is I feel like it's not gonna be business related, that there's a lot of travel. It would be more your desire to travel is where your traveling would come in with this energy here. Um, I feel like at least right now, because this 5 of Swords, I'm getting conflicting energy, meaning it's like the business is trying to watch expenses, so they're trying to do things without having to physically travel, do things more virtually, kinda like ever since the plague hit the planet, a lot of them are finding, um we found ways around it, and we actually found it's cheaper to do things, that it's limited with the traveling, that we can do more in different ways or make the most of it, when we, are able to, um, when you travel, it's gonna be for, like, a block of, we're gonna do all of this stuff at once to keep it from going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You're gonna go there, you're gonna stay there a month, and then you're coming back, kind of thing. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you, Olivier. So many blessings to you. All right. Now, Amina, we are to you. Thanks for your patience in getting to your reading here. You got 2 hours and 55 seconds. All right. So your question is, what are Mike's thoughts and feelings towards you? All right, let's see here. What's going on with Michael? Thoughts and feelings. So their thoughts right now. Ooh, sun card. A lot of passion, a lot of brightness, a lot of fire energy, of course, with the sun. It's Leo energy. There is a bit of wanting to see and be seen energy that's coming in here. But I feel like there's a lot of more, it's more, their thoughts are geared in on, um, clarity and wanting to see things more clearly with the sun too. It shines bright and brings a lot of clarity, but I feel like this is really zeroing in on, um, before I take actions, I need to make sure I'm clearly seeing everything, but I feel like they're really being pressured by their passions, by their draw, their physical attraction, their energetic attraction that's coming in here. Their feelings, we got the Page of Wands, yeah. So heightened Wands, fire energy again. So it feels like right now they're kind of being ruled not by their heart, not their emotions, more around motion and action than emotion is where they're at right now. But I do feel like, they kind of have grown and kind of grew up in, and I feel like they have the ability to share emotions. A lot of times when I get this much fire, it's because they didn't have a whole lot of love or self-love growing up, and then thus they don't know how to give love. They just know how to express themselves through, passions. But I feel like this is more of the firewall that's up first that keeps their heart protected, and then as the fire burns on, then they'll open a path to allow emotion out. But I feel like they protect themselves a lot by activity, motion, passion, and then once they see, it's almost like someone can stand the fire, then I'll open up emotionally, but I'm not gonna let myself emotionally if you can't stand the heat of who they are. So interesting, right? But that's what I feel is coming in right now. So hopefully that helps, Amina. Many blessings to you. All right. And then Maria P, you are up. This is for your free reading. Thank you again for your donation earlier. Here is your timestamp. And so a general for you and Wally. All right, let's take a look here. Got that and this. You're welcome, Amina. Well, I just put this back in. You got the Sun card and the Four of Cups. Yep. So we've got here this, oh, that's the Star card, not the Sun card. It looked like the Sun for a moment, but the Star card energy, even better, because the Four of Cups energy, is a emotional balance energy, and the Star card is a balance energy that comes in here too. And I feel like usually the Four of Cups kind of brings like a stagnancy, boredom energy of emotion. But with yours, with this combination and the energy they're bringing in, it's almost like a message of allow things to balance out before we want to move on. Because usually what happens with the minor arcana is we start up with the gift of the ace, then we move to a balanced energy of between 2, and then we sit in that for a moment until it starts getting stagnant. Then we get a 3 energy, bring in some conflict, bring in, an external situation or person that makes us challenged to move to the next level of the 4 of cups. Then we get to the 4 of cups, right? And we can get stagnant in there, and then we have a 5, this almost like kind of a group energy, but it's a change energy, it's a conflict energy that helps us get to the balance of the 6, because it's all about growing emotions, not stagnant. Because stagnant emotional energy becomes poisonous to the relationship, right? But that's the normal one, but what they're saying is that you're on trying to sprint from the ace all the way up to the king. You're like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go." And it's like you allowing the settlement of emotions before we have the challenge to move to the next one, before we have the challenge to move to the next one. If we're just trying to get there, we're gonna have all this conflict energy instead of allowing us to be in a space for a little bit. And then when things are like, "All right, this is solid, this is going, now let's take it to another level." So, I like that energy coming in there for you. They're like, "You don't have to sprint through it. Allow time to rest emotionally in what is, and then take things to another level," right? So, that's what they got for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. Alright. And then we have Cat Mia is up. Oops, try that again. There we go. So 20655, Cat Mia, that is yours. So you want to know when and how will you find one thing that you're searching for, that invisible but physically present thing, not emotions. All right, let's take a look here. Pull from the when deck here. So when, and that'll tell us the when, and then the how will be what the card is about. So the when is November 13th to November 22nd, based on current um, energies. And it is the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is about choices, it is about illusion, indecision, and wishful thinking. And it's like the how you get there is by eliminating cups. So there's 7 cups, and usually, like the 7 of cups, one of my favorite decks, I think, is the Light Seers, where they're going, "Huh," they're, like, pointing and going, "Is this the one?" 'Cause they're trying to choose which of the 7 cups is the way, is the wish, and it's like the process of elimination, and it's interesting because it's like what is this? Oh, it's one of the Indiana Jones. The one that they had, the, with Sean Connery when he was, like, playing his, um, father, and they were looking for the Holy Grail, and then they had all these grails, and they had to choose which one was the one that really Jesus drank from, because that's the one that they would use for the fountain of life or fountain of youth or something like that. And but what I'm seeing here is, like, it's the process of elimination, because they were like, "Oh, surely this is up." And like, "No," because they were knowledgeable about history. They're like, "No, that would be what a king would choose, but not, Jesus." And, you know, so it's like process of elimination, that you're eliminating ways that wouldn't work, that gets you down to the one that does work. And I feel like that is their message for you, right? So that's what they got, for you, Cat Mia. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Right? Many blessings to you. You're very welcome, Maria. My pleasure. Right, we got Brittany. Hey, Brittany, good to see you. Let's add you on to the free list here. You got in here. There was only one more free reading, so you got in before the elevator doors were closing. All right, so we got SR. Sir, you are up. So here, oops, I think I did that right, is your timestamp. And you want to know, will you see P soon? All right, let's take a look here. Based on current energies, not yet. You got the king, not the king. I don't want to say why I said the king, the hanged man, which is a pausing energy. It's a transformation energy. And the seven of cups, we just had the seven of cups in that other deck. And this isn't about emotional choices, though. This is about, what is this about? The seven emotional experiences. This is interesting. I keep on getting the seven energy, which I feel is like 7 weeks, because 7 months feels like way too long. 7 weeks still feels long, I'm sure for you. But the seven, it feels like there's this, like the Sinbad and the seven seas. It's like there's these seven journeys that you're going through. And this hangman is this transformational um, time for you because it's like a cocoon, they're hanging upside down like a cocoon, like a caterpillar. And while you're in there, you are transforming these seven emotions. And they were telling me like one a week helps you transform something. And if you do more than one a week, it could be sooner. But right now, the energy is like you're taking a week to work through something and then another week to work through something of the heart, a third week working through something of the heart, a fourth week of it, but you get it, right? And but that doesn't mean it has to take that long. It's just that's what is being allocated um for this emotional transformation. And once you let go of these, and I feel like it's like the 8 of cups, which is these can be relationships in the outside world that you're letting go. It also can be emotions that you're transmuting and letting things go. So it has something to do here with having enough emotional energy in your emotional bank to be able to invest with drawing you and P together. Whether this is a romantic or not, it is about still an expression of emotional energy. But if you're kind of thinned out and having a lot of emotional energy poured out into friends and family and coworkers and situations and old emotions that you're using energy to keep stuff down, all that takes energy. And there's like seven things that you're bringing back, you're transmuting or letting go that brings you back this energy, which is the magic amount that draws you guys together. So interesting, right? Hopefully that is clear. That's what they have for you right now. So enjoy. You're very welcome. Hopefully that resonates there for you. All right. And then we have Brittany. Brittany, you are up. Here's your timestamp. There we go. Let me take a quick sip here. Wow, this is like steam. Maybe it's a little too hot. I need to turn that down. Of course, it is 0 degrees right now outside, Fahrenheit. Hot. But it's nice and warm in here. All right. So, Brittany, why are you so drained and have no energy to do anything? All right. Let's take a look here. I feel like it has to do with astrology for you, is what I'm getting. This last year has been a big year of the snake where there's been a lot of transformation, a lot of letting go. And we're still in that until February 17th. So I feel like a lot of this draining energy. Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm probably gonna get, like, the star card or the sun card. Bottom of the deck, you got the stars, which is the astrology. There's all the planets. So I feel like it's a lot of planetary energy that's happening, and you've been well, I mean, 2024 was a big transformational year. 2025 was a big shedding of the skin, a lot of letting things go. And we're in that final stage of that ending and beginning energy. Whereas we go into this fire horse up here on February 17th, the Chinese New Year, that's when the new astral cycle begins in a way for the Chinese New Year. So we're still in the last stages of God, I'm still pulling off the rest of this skin like a snake, right? I'm letting that go because it doesn't fit me anymore and it's exhausting. But I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of energy. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So, Queen of Wands, you will be getting revamped and a lot of energy coming in here. So, I feel like your energy will return to you the closer you get to February 17th. That comes in here. And you're a horse in the Chinese, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It actually I feel like being a horse and when it's a year of a horse, it's like being a fish in water. It's like, I get this, you're a horse, you can run fast, you can keep up more easily with a fire horse. Do you know what if you're, a water horse, an earth horse, a fire horse? Because, you can keep up anyway. Like I'm a goat keeping up with a horse, a metal horse. Okay, very good. So, it's like a goat's gonna have a harder time keeping up with a horse than a horse does, right? So I like that. And the world, yeah, you're in this energy of a significant ending, new beginning energy. So this is they're saying this is what this is about. And underneath that, you'd have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. So I feel like when you hit March, that there's going to be a significant change here of creativity and being true to your authentic self. It's like the March is like a birthing month for you, a creative month for you, an energized month there for you as well. Oh, it's interesting. It all this synchronicity. Star card is Aquarius energy, right? And it's the card 17. 17th is the beginning of the fire horse, and, Aquarius is, like, January 19th through February, like, 19th or 20th. You're also an Aquarius? Okay. Cheers. So this is very, auspicious energy coming in here for you, and they're telling you that this is what it is, why you've been feeling exhausted. So allow yourself the rest because um, you're you've been through a lot and you've released a lot, but now comes the big changearoos, and you're gonna like head off. So it's like let the horse lay on its side and rest and sleep because it's gonna be off to the races, as they say, right? Like, ding ding, and here you go. You hear the gunshot and you're off. So enjoy the rest and relaxation and the nudge from your being to be still for a little bit, because it's not gonna last for long, and you're gonna get all the energy flooding in for it too. So, I like that for you, Brittany. So many blessings to you. I love all the synchronicity, how it just, unfolded there. Perfect. All right. So many blessings. Yeah. That's right. It's about time, Brittany. You're like, I feel like the balancing of the scales. How long have you been? No, I feel like they've been pretty, supportive there, but you're like, do they feel guilty when you were doing a lot and they weren't? No. Well, the answer is All right. So now you can be like, "All right, this is good." Allow yourself, allow yourself to let the guilt go and go, "I deserve rest. I'm gonna be a better spouse. I'm gonna be a better, partner. I'm gonna be a better, um" and not even better, that's not a good word. I'm gonna be a fuller, um, gift to the world if I allow myself to rest. Because if I don't, then I'm exhausted, and if I continue to give when I'm exhausted, then I become resentful. But when I realize the greatest gift I can give the world is a healthy, full, overflowing me, then I need to recharge, and that's alright. So give yourself permission, and you deserve it. Alright. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. I did have another donation come in via the PayPal. So you are you're welcome kindly. All right, Maria P. So 2, 21, 11. Look, all those 2 and 21s. Thank you for your additional donation. There are your timestamps for your donations. Of course, we just completed your free reading here a moment ago. All right. So let's take a look here. So, a message from Wally to you. That dragon trying to start fire, causing us drama. He was not too excited to talk his life over there yesterday with you. Well, he was not excited to talk about his life over there with you. Anything you should know about Wally? Spirit message towards you and what's coming towards you. Nope, none of those. All right. All right. So, a message from Wally to you. You got the Hierophant. Yeah. There is this, you know, 5 is the number of change and challenge. And I feel like their message to you, and this would be like from their higher self. Let's see if I can get it to focus in here. Maybe not. But there's like this message of um we we grow through change and change has growing pains. And I feel like he's saying that life and relationships are never always amazing and wonderful. When we expect that or think that's the way it is, when there's change and growth happening, we think something's wrong and then we freak out instead of looking at it as, you know, change happens, it's part of relationships. Conflict happens, it's part of relationships. And as long as we're committed to working through the change, working through the conflicts, that's how a relationship is formed, but not, it's not just perfect. And I feel like that's the message. Is the dragon trying to cause fire? Oh, yeah, the 5 of Wands. Always, they are a fire breather. They're always creating some sort of drama, not specifically causing you to drama. I just feel like that's how they use manipulation. Sad doesn't work, so anger and bullying has been their go-to, rah, 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 exploding. Then, that's been it there. So it's just the same old. Shouldn't be surprising, right? So he's not excited to talk about his life over there with you. Anything you should know about Wally? Yeah, I've got the 5 of Pentacles, this feeling of lack, this feeling of abandonment, being left out being left out in the cold, and, that's his fear, and I feel like they don't want that to happen to them, and they don't like having other people feel that way either. So I feel like that's like this mirror for them is that's why they, want to make sure that they're at least secure when they're leaving, and not leave them in a bad spot even though they know it's been over physically and romantically and emotionally, they're still in the physical same place still. Um, and that's the big thing is that the dragon wants security and they get that. Wally gets that. They want security too. So they know I don't want to leave them in that space because I don't want to be that person that abandons. I want it to be a smooth transition. That's where their conflict comes in. Anything you should know about Wally? Knight of Swords, they're I don't feel like it's a bad thing or anything with the Knight of Swords because that's on a quest for clarity. They're always wanting to learn more, always wanting to understand things. Um, and the Knight of Swords is the communication suit too. They have a desire to communicate, but I feel like, and this maybe is why they were bringing up a lot, Spirit was bringing up around, it's important to learn to communicate like that defense, um, podcast I put out about how I can not get defensive and how I can act to help other people not get defensive when I'm communicating with them. Because I feel like they wanna tell you a lot more, but they don't because they know that it ends up in a fight, because instead of being curious and asking clarifying, you go into reaction and then they go into reaction and that's when you guys fight. And so they're like, I can't tell you things because we we need to work on communication to not trigger and to be able to communicate more clearly with each other, I feel like is what they'd want you to know. And that's what you need to know about Wally. Spirit message towards you, the Six of Wands. Every moment is a victory, I feel like is this energy that every moment is for you. Every moment is a victory. Sometimes we just can't see it as humans because we've got these expectations that aren't being met and we look at lack. That's not a victory. We fell short. It's like, but if you take like let's say expectations are here, you did this, and you're like, look, a failure. And spirit's like, well, no, move it over here where there's no expectations. Look, it's all abundance. There's always victory in each moment. There's always a silver lining. There's always a positive. There's always a gift, but we have to look for it. And if we are focusing on what's not happening, we miss the gift, right? So I feel like that's spirit's message. And then what's coming towards you? Eight of Pentacles, more transformation and growth, blood, sweat, and tears. But it's worth it because there is this movement. That's what, in order to become a butterfly, the caterpillar has to go through the pain, the weirdness of losing things that don't serve it anymore so that it can fly. Do you ever see is it A Bug's Life or Ant? It's one of those Pixar ones where one of them was a caterpillar and they were trying to become a butterfly. But he was German. He had a German accent, I remember. And um, when he eventually went into a cocoon and came out a butterfly, he was still the same size of the caterpillar. He was huge, but he had these little these little wings. He could barely fly. And because he didn't let more of himself go, that's why butterflies, they let so much of their caterpillarness go, but they're still the butterfly was always in the caterpillar, but the caterpillar lets a lot of it to go so it can fly, right? So I like that. All right. So I feel like there's transformation that's coming in here for you and some beautiful change that's allowing you to see things differently with that. So I like it. Your fortune cookie got 22, accountability, which says accountability begins with the willingness to look honestly at yourself without excuses, without ego. What you see may be uncomfortable, but it's the very truth that will set you free. It's like the caterpillar. It's realizing the stuff that doesn't serve me anymore. And that would be the fears and expectations that we all grow up with that, don't serve us anymore. That allows us the release, allows us to have that freedom, um, and it opens our eyes, right? All of our expectations, they just become these blinds that we can't see things clearly. So we peel them away, we start to see like, wow, what a wonder life is when we're not in fear, right? It's true. All right, that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your multiple donations. And I think that is all of the free readings and all of the donations this eve. So we'll start winding it down here. If you haven't got into my giveaway yet, every new and full moon, I do have a giveaway where you have a chance at winning a 30-minute personal recorded reading or one of my energetic hedges. Here's the link for the full moon that's coming up on February 1st. It's always down in the description box or the description area of the video as well. The most current giveaway or drawing that's coming up, and any specials that are out there too. If you haven't checked out my Easier Path podcast, the playlist is in the description box, but also on my main page at the top in the playlist, you'll see the Easier Path podcast. Just had a new one come out yesterday called Easing the Pain. So if you want to check that one out, that's the link, but the playlist is down there if you want to catch up on them all, like the one I just talked about, which was the defense was a great one. That was, I think that was the one before this one. Yeah. And then there's another one, The Unicorn of Love. There's a lot of great things because these talk about stories of that I've gone through or other people have gone through. So we can all relate to those things because we all go through so much of the same stuff, just with different characters, different scenery. But the moral of the story is there. We go through it a lot. And then we find out the perspective of why the human does what they do, perspective from spirit on why we want to go through things, and then hints from spirit on how to make it an easier path instead of a harder path. So all that's free if you want to check that out. Also, I started doing a making the most of moon energy. The Capricorn new moon, which happened last weekend, can still make the most of those new moon wishes and intentions. Checking out that video, and then I'm going to have that come out a few days before every new moon and every full moon, so you can make the most of the full moon release and then also the new moon wishes and intentions. So you can check that out as well. And then I just introduced a new energetic hedge called the Hedge of Health. It is on sale on special instead of $50 for this 2-week process, energetic process. It's going to be $35 for the next 3 weeks until I think like February 12th is what I think I had out there. So if you're interested in any of that, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. And I think we just had, hey Brenda, you got in just as the as I say, the elevator doors were closing. So we'll get you on the list here real quick. Get you your reading here. But thank you guys for all the thumbs up and all of your love and support. I really appreciate that. A thumbs up is free. It's something everyone can do that just helps show the channel some love, show me some love, but it also helps spread the Zen love. You're part of the love tsunami. It helps the algorithm draw people to the channel so that they have an opportunity for readings and access to the other stuff like my podcast and the other videos that I put out. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Appreciate that. All right, Brenda Globy, you are up. Here is your timestamp. Boom, boom, boom. Want to know AS and HL energy towards each other. So AS's energy towards HL and then HL towards AS. So AS towards HL, do you have the Five of Swords? The energy right now is a little bit conflicted between head and heart with the Five of Swords. It's like their heart wants one thing, but there's something I feel that in the energy of the moment that their mind is feeling unsafe, meaning like afraid of the unknown, feeling out of control, feeling like some expectations aren't being met or wouldn't be met. The heart is like is attracted, it feels, but It feels like their mind now has like something was said or not said, done or not done, and now there's doubt, kind of energy there. HL to AS, yeah, there's some hermit energy. I just kind of want to be off by myself. I got some thinking to do. I got some self-reflection to do. Um, myself, but I also feel like that's the energy. They feel like AS has put up a wall, which it does feel like with this 5 of swords is, you know, because of whatever this that is there, they've kind of put up this barrier in a way. But I don't feel like they said, "Leave me alone," or anything like that, but I just feel like their energy is like, ooh, it's like a this forest field that HL is feeling, and they're like, "I think they just wanna be by themselves. I don't think they want me around right now." And they would be correct. At least their mind, AS's mind does not want HL around them right now because 'cause it's like that fight or flight. I feel like AS is fleeing inward, pulling in like a turtle into their shell, even though their heart was like, "No," kind of energy. So, I feel like that's what the energy is for this moment. Maybe they had an argument but I don't feel like it was an argument. I just feel like there's disappointment from AS, in HL that they feel like HL didn't say something, do something in the way they wanted to, or said something in the way they didn't want them to say it, and now they're kind of just like, "My inner child is feeling unsafe, or out of control, and I just don't want that to feel that." So hopefully that helps bring clarity, Brenda. Brenda, that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Let's see here. Let me just make sure one last pass here. I don't think we've got anything else. Let me check one other place real quick here. Oh, yeah, we just had good thing I checked. We just had one come through. I'm like, "Oh, hey." So we got Michelle. You have your donation just came through Zcash app. So perfect. Let me just bring that up here. I don't think we have. I don't see a question out there yet. You might be wanting a general reading. We'll double check here. Let me just see if it's showing up anywhere here. Wanted to check one other place here too while I'm waiting here. Okay. All right. I think that is it. So Michelle's on her way. There she is. Boom. Oh, no question. You just gave a donation. Well, thank you so much for that. You're so sweet. I am so grateful. You do that more often than anyone that I've ever had that just donates for love and peace and for support. So I'm so grateful. I'm always blown away. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm like, oh, giddy. Stop. But I am grateful for that. Let me get you a fortune cookie at least. I just want to give you a cookie. Oh, I like that. So if you're ever feeling lost, this is a good for all of us, right? Not knowing where we're going doesn't mean we're off track. Some of life's most important discoveries come when we allow ourselves to wander. I like that, right? Not all who wander are lost. So we can wander. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate that. So grateful. Yeah, I don't think I have any others here. So I am now on Wednesday through Sunday nights. I'm not on Saturday mornings anymore. In my Sunday morning session, I put back where I used to start at 6 p.m. Mountain. Now I start at 5 p.m. Mountain. but I don't have any morning sessions. But I do, because I know my international crew, this, puts it in wee early in the morning or late in the middle of the night in a lot of places. So I do post my session early in the morning, 7, 8, 9 a.m. whenever I'm up, and it creates the chat, when I post it that early. So all day long, you can put your questions out there. You can make donations via the super chat. You can also make donations via Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. Put your question out there. It saves it all. I just intermittently pop in and out throughout the day too and capture things so that in case, Mercury retrograde or something happens, I have all the questions. So that hopefully helps a little bit with my international audience. We can still communicate, and I always do a pinned comment when I'm done listing all the readings with timestamps, so you can pop in when you wake up or when you're done with your day and go, "Oh, there's my reading." Click on it, takes you right to your reading as well. So thank you guys for all your patience and the changes. It's just something I did for my own balancing and for my own health to make sure that I can do my walks and do everything to help with my own humanness to make it, so I'll last a lot longer here. I know, what am I thinking? "Get out! Get out while we can." But, I am doing that, so I appreciate, all of the love and support in that. Alright, everybody, well, I don't have anything else, so thank you again for all of your love and support and the thumbs up, and, I'll be back tomorrow, same bat channel, same bat time. So until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.